Hello, welcome. Welcome to Creations by Klare, and this is Clara. Please join me as I make two very cute fall gnomes. So let's get started. I will be using a mop head for the gnome's beard, cardboard, burlap, fall color ribbon, fall color flowers, white cloth, and aluminum foil. So on the cardboard, I drew a design that looks like an arrow. The pointy piece will be for his hat, and the bottom straight piece will be where I will glue the mop head. And with this piece of foil, I made it into a ball, and I'm covering it with a piece of paper towel to kind of smooth out the rough edges of the aluminum foil, and then using this piece of white cloth. Actually, you can use almost any color, ivory, light brown, pink, whatever for his nose, but this is the only thing I had. So I'm going to sew the bottom, and I'm also going to trim any excess material. And I chose to sew the bottom just to make it as tight as possible, to make the front of the nose smooth as possible too, though it could probably be hot glued too. So here I'm just still trying to figure out how the design for the top, and the top arrow piece I'm going to cover it with burlap, and then I'm going to put a second cover of burlap, but just to kind of make you so the cardboard wouldn't be seen. I put this little square piece. It's actually a remnant of another project, so it ended up being very handy, those little remnants. I'm going to hot glue it to the pointy area, and I've decided to use this raffia to add to his hair, give different tones to his hair or his beard, so it wouldn't be so stark white. And one thing I thought about afterwards is about adding maybe a little bit more, maybe some cotton to his hat, just to make it a little cushy. Didn't think about it until after I started gluing. But I went ahead and did this. So that'll be for another gnome, because I do plan to make a couple more different designs. Maybe a Santa Claus. So I'm gluing this little triangle just to hide the cardboard, but I will add another layer of burlap. I got this inspiration on this design from Pinterest, and several people had made some with using mop heads from those long kind of beigey looking mop heads purchased. I think some people purchased from the Dollar Tree, and some were made with fall leaves as the beard. Very, very beautiful with the fall leaves. And I chose to use this. This is what I had on hand. This is a replacement mop for one of those old cedar mops, and I had two left, so I'm going to be making two gnomes. So this worked out perfectly. So I made sure I moved his beard from the bottom toward the front before I glued. But just wanted to let you know, in the event you can make it with the mop head, those long, I don't even know what the material is. It could be cotton that are made on those old-fashioned mops, and attach it on the cardboard. So I'm going to put this raffia 3 or 4, 5 strands on each side of his beard, and some in the little short ones in the front, and I'm gluing them right on top. Now, using a larger piece of burlap, I'm going to make his hat. I'm folding over the nicer part of the burlap for the cuff of his hat, and just wrapping it around the back. And I'm going to cut the excess that I thought would be sufficient for the tip of his hat. And I'll be hot gluing the back as much as possible, and I'm still going to trim some more excess. It's just too much material. And then the mop head came off, so I re-glued it again. This time I put some heavy items on top and let it sit for a while to make sure that the glue adhered, and this time it did. So now I'm going to try again and glue the cap on for this little gnome. Just a little piece of masking tape to hold it until it glues well. I wanted to take the time to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. This helps my channel grow. It makes me happy when I see all my new subscribers come on my channel, and encourages me to continue to create things and make things, and it's just a whole lot of fun. And I hope everybody is, or some are, getting things inspired from these creations. So thank you very much. So now I'm going to glue his round nose to his face. Now I will glue 3 fall leaves, a little piece of pitberry garland, some fall ribbon, and later on I found a little yellow flower and I'll add that to the ornament in the front, right on the brim of the gnome's hat. Decided to put a little curl to this raffia since his beard looks like it has very tight curls, so might as well make these extra strands of hair a little wavy and curly. And I took some of my blush and added a little bit of color to his round nose. Added a little small yellow flower and another little ribbon to the top of his hat. So now let's work on our second fall gnome. So with the template I had from the previous one, I cut another arrow. Fluffing out his beard, gluing this piece of burlap to the tip what will be his hat. Making this second gnome will be almost the exact steps as making the first gnome. Here I'm gluing on this remnant to his hat portion. Placing the point up from this triangle down upon this cardboard. placing something heavy for a few minutes to allow the glue to dry. Making a nose with a piece of aluminum foil, a little piece of paper towel, just to make the foil smoother, cutting the excess, and then wrapping it with this little piece of white cloth, and I'm going to sew it as I did the first gnome, and cutting any extra excess fabric. For this gnome, I'm going to leave a longer tip on the point of his hat. I'm pulling some of the threads from the burlap to glue on to his beard. So I'm going to be using this and some pieces of raffia and some pieces of jute rope. So like 3 different textures on his beard. So I cut like 6 inches of jute and gluing it on the back to be used as a hanger. Gluing this ivory colored mum with this black checkered ribbon, making a simple bow, just folding over 2 loops, and going to add 2 fall flowers, an ivory colored fall flower in orange plus the burnt orange ribbon. I have the mum there in the center of the ribbon just to make sure that the black checkered ribbon is going to pass up or be seen outside the mum. cut about maybe 6 inches of this black checkered along with the jute rope and tied a sweet little bow. And I'm so happy it was wired, so you can kind of adjust it and make a little wave in the bow. Now to put a little color in his nose, I tested it out on a piece of cloth before I applied it. And it went on very well. He has beautiful skin. Here's my completed 2 cute fall gnomes. I hope you were inspired by my video. If you have any questions or recommendations, please leave me a comment. Thank you for watching.